Following a passion is a really crazy thing.
Hey guys, what is up?
Welcome back to my channel.
This is my 5th year making a video like this. I'm 23 years old and 2017's ending. Some of the things that I learned in 2018. Honestly, I can't believe that this is my last video for 2019. 2020 was filled with so many freaking blessings. In previous years, I feel like I've shared like pretty dramatic things. I mean, specifically last year was my most dramatic one. This was the best year of my life professionally. This was the worst year of my life personally. It's cool to look back on these every single year and just reminisce on the things that I went through, all that I accomplished in the year, and just see where I was at different points in my life.
I created a whole new logo and design.
Before we get into it, I do want to say thank you so much to GoDaddy for sponsoring this video. I'm going to talk about them a little bit later on, and they were definitely a huge part of my 2021, and I just kind of want to like start out by saying this year was pretty good for me. It was good, but it was also bad. I struggled with a lot of things behind the scenes that I never shared with you guys, that I will never share with you guys, that are just very personal, very private. I can't look myself in the mirror. I can't look at myself in this viewfinder, because if I do, I'm gonna like break down and cry. It's like if I don't look at myself, it's not real. One of the things I want to do in this video is kind of walk through my goals that I set at the beginning of this year, do a check-in, see like where I'm at, did I actually achieve those goals? In the back of my journal every single year, I make a list of wins, a list of accomplishments, and if you guys have my blow it up blueprint, you know that there's a page in there that does the exact same thing. I think it's good for you to keep track of all of the little wins that happen throughout the year, because you can really skip over some of the little things if you're not paying attention to it. So for 2021, I decided to set a word for myself, and that word was slow. I really chose that word because I felt like the past few years I had been working my butt off. I had been hustling, life was moving just at full speed, and I felt like it was really passing me by. I felt like I always felt rushed and like I had to do like the next thing. I felt like I was really like chasing views, and I just did not want that lifestyle anymore. So I decided to embrace the word slow, and along with that came some of these goals that I set. To reflect back on that word, I held true to that for the first couple of months of the year. January through April, it was slow. I was not working a ton. I was spending a lot of time just focused on me, doing house projects, going on hikes, and I was really trying to find a good balance for myself, and I was really holding true to that word slow. And then April hit, May hit, June hit, July hit, August hit, September hit, October hit, and like those few months, things just went full speed ahead. I had things planned that ended up just falling back to back to back. I was really prioritizing family and friends, which is actually one of my goals and intentions that I had this year, was take more time for family and friends, and I for sure did that. Back to the business goals. So the first one was to come out with physical products, which is so freaking exciting. We did it. We have merch. We made our first step into the physical product space, and I am so excited to see what we're gonna do in 2022. I already have more ideas for merch that I wanna come out with, but I also wanna do more custom things. I would love to do more collaboration type things, and we'll just see what I get into, but heck yes, check that off. 2, let my business work for me, not always me for my business. This one, I was actually talking with my sister a few months back, and I was like, did I really hit this? But I've got something actually happening behind the scenes right now. My next one was to build out my team / hire an employee. And did I build out my team? Technically, yes, okay? I hired on financial advisors. So I built out my team in a sense, but I did not hire an employee, and it really came down to the fact that I just didn't know what I was hiring for. I have been wanting to hire an employee for the past like 2 years, and I just like didn't want to hire someone if I didn't have it really honed in on what I was hiring them for, because I didn't want to hire someone on and then be like, oh wait, I don't actually need you for this, I need you for something else, and then you don't have the skill set for that, and then figuring out that whole thing. I was like, I just don't want to do that. I want to make sure that when I'm at that point and when I actually go through with it, I know exactly what I'm hiring for. Create a community / network. So one of my goals in the next few years is to host a retreat, an event, and I've talked about that with you guys before, and I also need to like hire a person to help me do that, so that's like one of my things for 2022. So with building a community and network, the goal there is to really just like find people that want to do this event with me, that want to speak at the event with me, really is like what it is, because it's not just gonna be like me talking the whole time. Like, heck no, that's boring as all get out. I want people to come in that are experts in different areas and just have it be this holistic event, and I'm very excited for that when I get there. So create a community or network. I've definitely met a lot more people in Birmingham than I have, since I moved here. Like, Cameron Monet has honestly been such a blessing to me. She's really exposed me to a good group of people, and it's cool, like when I go to a coffee shop, I've stumbled into 2 different people that I've met through her, and it's just cool to have those like acquaintances around town. Like, we're not really friends, but it's just like cool to have that community that like, oh, I know you, oh, I know, like it's just like cool to have. And then the last thing for business is only work 4 to 6 hours a day. That one I have done pretty well with, except for Vlogmas. Vlogmas is a whole different world. With Vlogmas, obviously, vlogging takes a decent bit of time, but then editing, and then while also managing my main channel, and then also dealing with like customer service, just other things within my business in general, it is a lot of work. So Vlogmas is really the only time I wasn't doing the 4 to 6 hours a day. Some other things business-wise, okay, so I set out some projects for myself for 2021. The first one was to launch a new shop page. It's crazy to think that at the start of this year, I was using a different platform and I had a different shop page, and I ended up switching everything over. I'm so incredibly glad that I did that. Launch new presets. I ended up coming out with travel presets, and all of my presets are gonna be totally revamped, so by the time you guys are watching this, they should actually not be available for sale right now, and then hopefully at the start of the new year, I'm gonna get them available for sale, because I am now using new updated presets for my thumbnails specifically, so I wanna make sure that I update those for you guys. The next project I wanted to do was launch a new website. I was not able to launch a new website, so as you guys know, in 2020, I started to get my website redesigned, and I was very, very excited about it, but I've had some problems with my website where there's just like glitches, like back-end things that are going on, and that ended up putting a pause on my website relaunch. And then I just kind of decided, since it had been so long, I was like, you know what, I want to go a different direction. I want to hire a website designer, a website developer, and I want to do this freaking right. I ended up signing a contract with 2 different people, and we are getting a new website in 2022. I'm so excited. So even though I wasn't able to launch a new website, I am on the calendar with some amazing freaking people, and I'm so excited to see what we're gonna create for next year. Start developing merch. So I ended up not only developing merch, but I came out with merch, and that was a whole process in and of itself. If you guys didn't see the behind the scenes video of like the whole process of coming out with merch, that really dives into all of it. But I first signed on a merch team, and then I had to drop that merch team and figure out how I was gonna do it all by myself, and it was a lot of freaking work. So I'm glad that not only did I start developing it, I was able to actually launch it before the end of this year. Create a new uploading schedule. Oh yeah, I did do that, didn't I? And then we've got write first draft of my book. If you guys are only watching this main channel, then you do not know that I am currently writing a book. I'm like really, really excited for this book, guys. I started it in June of this year, and when life just got crazy, I wasn't able to keep up with it. So I've got it about halfway written right now. I definitely am not able to finish the first draft of my book by the end of this year, but that's okay. I still made progress on that, and it's gonna launch next year. So I gotta get it written because I want it to launch next year. If I actually jump back to the back, I just want to check out my list of wins for a second. I launched my new shop page. That's the first win. Heck yes. 2 million views on one YouTube video. My how to start a YouTube channel video hit 2 million views this year. That's so freaking cool. I signed a contract with a merch company. Ended up having to drop that merch company, as you guys know. I built my vegetable garden outside. Just like such a cool thing. I used to have a play set in my backyard from the previous owners, and I ended up getting that torn down, and I built a garden with my dad, and it's just like this gorgeous freaking thing. I love it so much. The next one is so freaking huge. I refinanced my home to become a single homeowner. I'm just so proud of myself. You know, a couple years ago, I never ever would have thought that I would have been in this situation. So to be able to have a mortgage, I never would have thought that I could have done that alone. I actually bought this house with my ex in 2020, and then things went south with us, and I decided to buy him out of the home, and that meant refinancing the home so that only I am on the mortgage and only I am on the deed and all of that stuff. So I ended up getting that done this year, and that was a good freaking day. Oh my gosh. I got sponsored by GoDaddy. This is on here with 3 exclamation marks at the end of it. GoDaddy, you guys, okay? As you guys know, they are sponsoring this video, and I have been working with GoDaddy for a good chunk of 2021. We have a sponsor, but not just any sponsor. GoDaddy is sponsoring this video. When they first reached out, my management team reached out to me and they were like, Cathrin, we're talking to GoDaddy. And I was like, you're talking to GoDaddy? When I first signed on with my management team, they were listed as like one of my top brands that I wanted to work with because I have been using them for so many years with my business. That's where I buy all my domains. When they reached out, not only did they want to sponsor me on my main channel, which you guys have seen here, but also they wanted to have me be featured on their channel. And it was just the coolest freaking experience. All of my filming that you guys see, like it's just me sitting here with it. I got 2 lights. I got fancy girl behind me. I've got my camera set up on a tripod. This is how I'm used to filming. No one else around. It's just me in my home and it's very chill. With the GoDaddy team, okay, the first video shoot we did, I was so incredibly nervous because we were on a Zoom call. There were people watching. I had my camera set up on my end. They were set up on their end and it was all virtual and it was just a whole new world. And I was so incredibly nervous at the beginning. The more videos we shot together, the better I would say I got, like the more comfortable I felt with it. That went so well. And my video shoots with GoDaddy for this year are all done. That was so much fun. I really, really enjoy their team. They're just such nice people. It just turned out to be a really, really freaking cool opportunity this year to collaborate with them. The Journey team with the News and Trends team. Like there's more videos that you guys are gonna see at the start of the new year. There's actually 2 new ones that are gonna come out in January. And it's just a really, really cool freaking opportunity. So thank you so much to GoDaddy for wanting to sponsor me, wanting to work with me. It's just like been the greatest thing to team up with a team like this. So if you guys have not checked out those videos, I highly recommend that you do that, but also just check out the GoDaddy YouTube channel in general. They are so focused on providing the everyday entrepreneur with the tips, tools, tricks, like whatever you need to succeed as a business owner. And they provide a really nice, like holistic picture of the entrepreneurial journey on their YouTube channel through the videos that they're providing, whether it is their series called The Journey, which I have been featured on with Emma. That's really just providing you with the tips and the knowledge, like whatever you need. That's a whole thing in and of itself. Check it out. But also then they've got their series called Made in America, which is a docu-series. And this past season, it was featuring business owners and entrepreneurs in Phoenix, Arizona. And it's just cool to not only get that inspiration to learn more about small businesses, but also if you are an entrepreneur yourself, you can connect to some of those stories. If you guys want to check it out, I highly recommend that you do that. I'm going to include links in the description bar down below. But back to our list of wins, okay? What do we got next on here? Oh, start writing my book. I already talked about that. So yes, I did start writing my book. Another personal thing, I joined a dating app. My main channel hit 400,000 subscribers. My vlog channel hit 20,000 subscribers. I got a financial advisor, woo, which is so exciting. So before this year, I did not have any retirement funds. I did not have any investment accounts. I was not doing any of that. The reason why is because when I graduated college, I was working with a startup company. So my first job, I didn't get a retirement fund. I didn't like have that stuff as a benefit, you know? So I was really left all on my own. And then once I built up credit card debt, I did not have really any money to put towards a retirement account. I was primarily focused then on paying off my credit card debt. And then once that was all paid off, I was like, okay, it's time to get a financial advisor. I want to start my retirement. I need to do some other investing and stuff, and I just need to be smart with my finances. I know the money that I'm making now is not always the money I'm going to be making forever, and I just want to set myself up for success and make sure that I'm on track to achieve the other goals that I want to achieve, such as buying rental properties, buying a lake house. I want to move more so into real estate, and I need to make sure that I am being smart with my money and I am investing in the right places. I spoke at a virtual talk for my college. I actually spoke to them twice. Yeah, so one of the other things on here is I was paid to speak to a class at Lycoming College, which again, very, very cool opportunity. I made $300,000 this year, which we'll talk about at the beginning of next year. I'm actually going to share like a full breakdown of how much money I made because it is more than that. I was also sponsored by Best Buy, so another cool opportunity, and I launched merch. It's been a good year, guys. It has been a good freaking year. This year, my goals were a little bit different. As you can tell, like I didn't set a goal of like gaining so many subscribers or making so much money. I didn't have numbers attached to my goals like I usually do. And the reason for that is because I wanted to abide by my word slow. I didn't want to be so focused on the numbers anymore because for so long I was so focused on like, oh, I gotta make this amount of money and I gotta upload this many videos and hit this many views and do all of that stuff. And yeah, it got me to the point where my channel's at now, or well, I mean to the point that it was at like 300,000 subscribers at the start of 2021. I just knew that wasn't sustainable. It wasn't realistic. And I really reevaluated my content that I was uploading this this year on my main channel, I stopped chasing views and I just honestly said, fuck it to the views. Oh man, I started uploading videos that I was proud of, not necessarily videos that actually did really well. I started uploading videos that made me excited, not necessarily videos that like really ranked in search. And that's a whole nother topic that I don't even know if I want to get into. We'll actually talk about that in like a full recap of like my analytics in 2021 because I wanted my YouTube channel to stop growing. As crazy as that sounds, 2020 was a wild ride with my personal life, with my work life, and like my channel skyrocketed in 2020 and it was a huge adjustment and it took a big toll on my mental health and I was like, I can't keep growing like this. I can't do it. I think it was the best freaking thing that I did for me this year. So we'll talk all about that in my analytics video at the start of the new year. I do want to let you guys know that I'm going to be taking a little bit of time off in January. I just feel like I need it. I will randomly miss an upload or two here on my main channel, but I've never really taken any serious time off, so I'm thinking about taking a whole month off. I will let you guys know, and by letting you guys know, you gotta make sure that you follow me on Instagram because that's always where I let you guys know first. So I will see you guys back here in the new year. I hope you guys had a great freaking holiday season. I hope you guys have a great new year, and I cannot wait to set goals for the new year. I can't wait to see what you guys want to achieve this new year. If there's any specific content you guys want to see from me, let me know in the comment section down below. Holy shoot, we are done with content for 2021. That's wild.